Okay, I have made it to the end of my fabric strips, so what we do next is going to depend on how you want to finish your rug. Either way, the first thing we need to do is cut off the batting because we don't need to end it. We don't need the whole thing. So again, this one has the seam allowance still at the bottom. I'm going to cut the batting just above the seam allowance, or the salvage side. So it's just a little bit shorter than the fabric itself. Now, there's a couple different ways to finish a rug. You can do a blunt end, kind of like how we started. So just fold it up, and then when you are pulling it through here, just make sure that these corners don't get caught and go through, and finish out where you'll have a nice folded seam like how we began. Which I should say, this is going to be the outside of your rug. So if you know which end you want to be the inside, make sure you start with that end first, and this is going to be the outside. I'm going to show you how to do a tapered end. So here we're going to cut it down so that it isn't as blunt of an edge. I kind of just like this finish a little bit better. I feel like it's a little easier on the eyes, but there are times where I will just do the blunt end. So that's up to you of what you prefer. I'm gonna show you how to do this one right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold up, keep my ends lined up, and fold it together so that it's folded in half. And I am actually going to cut off in a diagonal to taper down. You can make this diagonal taper as long as you want. If you want it to be a really long taper so it's less noticeable, a shorter taper, whatever you prefer. I think this is about 6 inches. So you don't want to go all the way to the corner here because you still are going to fold it over. So I go maybe a 1/2 inch up, and then just cut out, add an angle until I reach the edge. So I cut out a little triangle off of it. Now what I'm gonna do, so once it gets down to this end, it's not really gonna hold it through the tube maker anymore. So what I'm gonna do is keep using the tube maker all the way up to that point, and then I'm gonna fold it and pin it, and then just finish out the end. So I'm gonna pull it off. You can see how much is left here, and pull that off. I'm gonna hold it here because this is where the taper starts. So it's holding that fold until I can pin it. And then we're gonna fold in the same way and fold over. So you can see how narrow that is. I am gonna cut off that little bit. We don't need all those little fluffies. Okay, my camera decided to shut off on me. So I have my folded little ends. I'm gonna hold them, fold the rest of it in, and then pin it down, clip it to help hold those folds. So then when I sew it, it's gonna be straight, but then it's gonna start going so that it's still in the center of this narrow spot. So now I've reached the taper, I'm gonna kind of just turn it so that we're still going down the center of the fabric roll. Snip threads. And there you have it. Your rope is done, and we are ready to assemble your rug.